morning. Welcome. Hey there, how are you? Good morning, welcome. Jessica Carter, the Peaceful Billionaire here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I am super fired up today because I was working on some stuff. I got into a creative project last night. Yesterday. I started yesterday, and I was so in the zone that I completely lost track of time. I completely missed the mark and forgot to go live yesterday because I was just so in the zone that I was working until 3 o'clock this morning, and I just wasn't even paying attention, didn't even realize I was so in the zone. But it was really, really fun because I finished a couple of things. I finished a proposal for a private client for a bespoke experiential getaway. That's something that I do for highest level leaders out there who are looking to take every aspect of themselves, every aspect of their life to the next level, to an exponential next level, to really have a quantum leap forward. So those are super fun. I look forward to meeting with that individual next week, so that so that we can talk more about it, because it is completely bespoke and custom. So I put together kind of an overview of a vision of what I have in mind, and then it will get tweaked and tailored and customized to whatever it is, certain things that are going to really bring him the most peace and joy, and what that environment is that really speaks to him and really calls to him. So I do tap into people's energy. I'm a very good energetic read of people, so I do kind of go off of instinct and intuition with those initial proposals, but I do always customize them. Okay, so it's Friday. Anyway, so that's exciting, and I have a call with one of my mentors after this. So to go over some things with her that I've been working on. So I am super excited about that as well. And all right. So are you dreaming? Are you dreaming big enough? Are you dreaming big enough? That's what I wanted to chat about today. It was the title of my live on Wednesday, and I got off on an excited tangent and ended up talking about completely different things. So I'm going to talk more about what I had in mind on Wednesday today, and ask, are you dreaming big enough? Are you dreaming big enough? Do you have a dollar amount, a number, as to what would you like to earn next year? Do you know what that number is? And are you happy with that number? Does that number excite you? Right? Are you happy with that number? Does it excite you? Or does money turn you off, and are you resistant to money altogether, right? Because if so, it's going to make it really, really challenging for you to get there and hit that mark if you do have a bigger goal in mind. And the trouble with dreams and goals, the problem with dreams and goals is not that people aim too high and miss. The problem with dreams and goals is that most people aim too low and they hit the mark. So are you dreaming big enough? Is that number compelling enough to pull you forward, to excite you in a way that you're like, I don't know how, right? You might not know how, and that's okay, That's okay. Maybe it's a big number. Maybe that number feels really big and scary for you, right? Maybe for you it's 100K, maybe for you it's 500K, maybe for you it's a million, right? That number, maybe it's 5 million, 10 million, 100 million, right? That number might feel big and scary to you, but the thing is the number and the dollar amount itself is neutral. How you feel about the number or the dollar amount is most likely not neutral, right? And so that's one of the things in my world, in my programs and in my courses with clients, and I always talk about big numbers. And the reason that I talk about big numbers is not to make anyone feel less than or small. It's to help you expand into a place of neutrality with the numbers. Neutrality with the numbers and with the dollar amount, because right, truly the numbers themselves are absolutely neutral. Those big dollar amounts are absolutely neutral. But it doesn't feel that way, right? Even when I knew, right? So it's like I wrote The Peaceful Millionaire last year. I'll be writing The Peaceful Multimillionaire this year. I've started Secrets. I've started working on it a bit, and I'll be writing The Peaceful Billionaire next year. And when it came into my sphere this year, I really started focusing in January of, okay, I need to start stepping into that $1 billion frequency, that billionaire frequency now. And that's why I'm the Peaceful Billionaire now, because of the expansion, right? Because of the expansion that has brought into my life, right? That has brought me saying yes to that, even though it felt huge. It still feels a bit huge, but stepping into that and saying yes to that expansion has skyrocketed and catapulted my leadership, and how I'm showing up not only for myself, but for my clients and in my business and for everybody else in my life has just shifted exponentially due to saying yes to that level of expansion, right? And so I love that saying. It's actually Michelangelo, and I am paraphrasing it, right? So the trouble with dreams and goals is not that people aim too high and miss. The trouble is that most people aim too low and hit the mark. So that's why like I dream super, super, super big, right? That's why I dream super, super big, right? It's not about the billions, right? But if you're not thinking billions or hundreds of millions, are you ever going to get there? No, right? If for you, like, what is a lot of money? So I just changed my perspective around money and around dollar amounts, where to me, no amount of money is a lot of money. I just don't think of it in that way. Now conceptually speaking it is, but because I'm neutral to it, whether the dollar amount is big or small, I'm just neutral to it. I'm just neutral to it. So that when you think of, and it helps to be able to talk about it, right? I remember early in my journey, I was so uncomfortable talking about big dollar amounts. I was so uncomfortable talking about even tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, much less millions or multi-millions or billions, right? Like it felt weird for the word billions or billionaire to even come out of my mouth. Multi-millions, what? Right? Billions, what? It felt weird for that to even come out of my mouth. So that's what I know about when you start to spend some time with your financial life, with your relationship with money. You can literally revolutionize your financial life from the inside out. Everyone thinks that the only way that your financial life is going to change is in the outer world of money, meaning you earn more money, you make more money, you have to quote unquote work harder, right? That's one of those misnomers, that you work harder. And I've always been a let's work smarter, not harder person, right? The world of finance, the world of money management, that's the outer world of money. The stock market, crypto, all of those things, outer world of money. And most people think that that's the only way to change their financial life. When in truth, what is happening in the outer world of money, in your financial life, in the outer world of money, is a reflection of your inner world of money. Your inner world of money is made up of so many different parts, right? It's your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs about money, about rich people, right? Are you one of those people that thinks or believes that money is the root of all evil? I talked about this on a live previously. The problem with those types of sayings is because so many of us have heard those sayings over and over and over again. And sometimes you might have even adopted the saying yourself. And what happens is when you hear things like that, even though they're sayings, even though they seem meaningless and harmless, those words have meaning. Those words have power. And when you've heard something on repeat over and over and over again, your subconscious mind stores that as a belief. So subconsciously, you might have a belief of being rich. You might also hold the belief, I am poor, right? And so that's going to consistently create resistance, right? Resistance in your ability to increase your earning power, to increase your earning potential. And I was really thinking about this today, right? So inner world of money, there's all kinds of things in your inner world of money. And sometimes it's easy to think some of those things are in the outer world of money, right? Like, would you think, give me some comments in the chat. Do you think that your earning power, your personal earning power, your personal earning potential, where do you see that? Do you think that's in your inner world of money, or do you see that as something that's in your outer world of money? I'm getting some mixed comments there. So your earning potential, your earning power actually comes from your inner world of money, right? Your inner world of money. And then your inner world of money is communicating with the outer world of money, right? The world of money management, of finance, of investing, all of these other cool things with money. You are communicating, those two worlds are communicating by way of a relationship, right? Your relationship with money. And so what I would love to invite you to this idea, of like, and ask you a question. Are you friends with money, or are you enemies with money? One of my clients, she said, I think I'm frenemies. Frenemies, right? So it's like you want to be friends, but you're kind of enemies. You're not really sure. You're on the fence, right? So where do you feel like you are? Like, do you feel like, do you have a lot of stress or resistance when it comes to money? When you think about money, does it feel constrictive? Or when you think about money, does it feel expansive, right? Does it feel expansive, right? And sometimes the worry, sometimes the fear is because of those sayings, like money is the root of all evil and things like that. Like, rich people are greedy, rich people are assholes. I mean, it might be that. But the thing is so if you think that way about rich people, are you ever going to be one? Well, no, because you're not going to be very inclined to want to do so, right? You're going to, hey there, welcome. So you're not going to be very inclined to want to be rich if you think that rich people are bad or rich people are greedy. So there's a Wayne Dyer quote that I've always loved, and spending some time really bringing these words into my life created significant change. And the Wayne Dyer quote is this: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So welcome. So is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Whatever your perspective is how you're going to experience it, right? Is earning more money and increasing your earning potential going to be hard, or is it going to be easy? Whichever one is your perspective, your thought, or your belief is what you're going to experience. Similar to, how do you define money, right? How do you define wealth or success for yourself? And I'm not talking about the Webster dictionary definition of wealth or success. I'm talking about, how do you personally define wealth or success for yourself? How do you personally define it? Because how you personally define it is how you're going to experience it. Same thing goes for failure, right? There's a whole lot of fear that shows up when it comes to money and success, the fear of failure, right? Well, is it really the fear of failure, or is it really the fear of success? And the truth is it's actually neither. The truth is it's actually neither. It's actually the fear of uncertainty and the fear of unknown that makes the fear of failure or fear of success feel so real, right? So let me say that again. It's not actually the fear of failure or the fear of success that keeps you stuck and slows you down and holds you back. It's actually the fear of uncertainty, the fear of unknown, that makes that fear of failure or fear of success feel very real and true for you. So part of the journey when it comes to being really, really expansive and expanding your inner world of money, expanding your own earning potential, has to do with expanding how you're defining wealth, how you're defining success, how you're defining failure, right? How do you define failure? I talked about this a few weeks ago too, right? So failure, I define failure as a unit of growth. I define failure as a unit of growth, because no one on earth, no one on this planet who's here now or who has ever come before you, before us, has ever reached really, really extraordinary levels of success without failure. When you think about Thomas Edison with the light bulb, there was an interview. There was an interview one time, and the person interviewing him said, Mr. Edison, how does it feel to fail 100,000 times? And he said, I didn't fail 100,000 times. I got 100,000 times better. Wow, right? So failure truly is a unit of growth. And when I started to embrace that and into my own life, into my own success and wealth journey, it created a significant change, because I was like, wait a minute, like, I'm allowed to fail? Okay, cool, right? It's a unit of growth. So what I started to say, right? So I started to allow myself to be okay with a continuous learner. Yes, lifelong learner. I allowed myself to say yes to being able to fail, that it was okay to fail. I'm a reinvented perfectionist. Any other perfectionists out there? And I think that for people who are high achievers, right? High achievers, perfectionism is a very real thing for you, and I know that. And it's a pain in the what, because that was me for so long. I used to be such a control freak and such a perfectionist, and what it does is it slows you down and holds you back, right? Because if you're a perfectionist or if you're a control freak, you're not able to embrace uncertainty or embrace the unknown. And what can happen, what happens, what shifts, what changes when you're able to embrace uncertainty and embrace the unknown, and not be driven or impacted by the fear. When you can embrace that uncertainty and embrace that unknown, you start to experience things in your life that defy logic. And it is only from that place of embracing uncertainty and embracing the unknown that you can start to experience things in your life that defy logic. And And that is a really fun place to be, especially, I mean, especially in your financial life, but just in your life in general, right? It's a really, really fun place to be able to be able to have that, to be able to have that perspective of embracing something that most people are so afraid of, so afraid of. And so remember how do you define failure? And I just changed my definition of failure to a unit of growth. And what I learned is if this, I learned this, I'm going to share it with you. If you are willing, if you are just willing to fail forward, continuously fail forward, the only possible outcome is success. If you are willing to continuously fail forward, the only possible outcome is success. So especially when it comes to your financial life, your financial destiny, your dreams, goals, and desires of having more money, having greater success, maybe it's financial freedom, maybe it's wealth, right? Maybe it's legacy, right? Maybe you're interested in building generational wealth and leaving a legacy, right? So that you're that cycle breaker in your family, so that no one else in your lineage who comes after you has to experience the things that you've experienced with money, right? A lot of people have experienced some really shitty things with money, right? Myself included. And I've been talking a lot about, so really, really for me, this thought, this idea, this being that I invited into my life of the peaceful billionaire, and being able to teach to people what that is and what that means and what that feels like. And it's true freedom. It's true freedom. It's financial freedom, right? It's getting the systems in place to stop trading time for money and have money working for you, so that you can have financial freedom. Yes, right? That's outer world of money, but also so that you can experience true freedom. And true freedom comes from within. All of the money isn't going to feel good if things aren't in balance and aligned and in harmony in here, right? In here and in here. So true freedom, right? True freedom is having all of that. True freedom is being free from fear, from worry, from doubt, from scarcity, from lack, from insecurity, right? From the perceived imposter syndrome that so many people talk about. And I'm not going to touch on that today, but maybe that's something that I'll touch on next week. I do actually have to run on Fridays. I go live at 11:30 and I wrap up at noon. Actually have a meeting at noon, so I do need to run. It's been a pleasure to have you here with me today. I hope you're walking away feeling a higher frequency, feeling this billionaire frequency, feeling that $1 billion frequency within yourself. Allow that frequency just into your mind, into your body, into your life. It will create change for you, right? And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer, right? So I hope that this has been uplifting and valuable for you. That is always my intention, always my intention. I wish you an incredible rest of your Friday and weekend. And until next time, live boldly, love deeply, laugh often, and be rich always and always. I will see you all next week, right? I'll see you next week. Oh, hey, Dan. Oh my gosh. It's so fun when I see people that I've known for ever and ever and ever on my lives. I've had some old friends show up on my lives. I love this. All right, my friends, I do have to run, but I will see you next week. Lots of blessings and prosperity. I'll see you next time. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to respond to your comment right once I get off of here after my meeting. I'll see you next time. I'll see you soon.